welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing the New Year's book tag. So I wasn't tagged by anyone in particular for this video. I've seen quite a few people do it lately, and some of them said to consider yourselves tagged if you wanted to. So I decided to consider myself tagged because I really wanted to do this video. I really like this tag, so I decided to do it. Pretty late as usual, because that's how it is on this channel apparently. But yeah, we're just going to go through these questions. There are 6 questions in total, so let's just do it. So question number 1 is, how many books are you planning to read in 2021? So I don't really have a specific goal for 2021 when it comes to how many books I want to read. As you probably know, last year I got to 100 books for the very first time. And I guess for that reason, because I was so focused on that number throughout the entire year of 2020, I kind of just wanted to not think so much about numbers in 2021. I've set my Goodreads goal, I think I set it to 80. So I guess I would like to get to that. But like, I don't really want to focus on it. If I read less than 80 books, that's fine. If I read 100 books or more again, that's amazing. But like, I'm going to try not to focus so much about numbers. But I guess like I would like to get to at least 80, but that's not really a goal, I think. So question number 2 is, name 5 books that you didn't get to this year but want to make a priority in 2021. So for this I'm going to mention 5 books that are not necessarily like a priority in the sense that they are the ones that I'm going to read first, but they are a priority in the sense that these are books that I really want to make sure that I get to at some point in 2021. So not necessarily now or very soon, but at least before the end of the year. So I have first a couple of books that are part of series that I'm currently reading. So the first one is Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray. This is the 3rd book in the Diviner series, which I have been reading. I started, I think, this fall or the fall of 2020. And like you all know by now, probably, I try to prioritize series, so I want to get to this one kind of soon. This is a series that I've been enjoying. It's a YA paranormal mystery type series, and it's really good. I really like the diverse cast of characters in particular and the atmosphere in this. The writing is so-so, but yeah, I'm enjoying the series and I hope to get to this book kind of soon, hopefully within the next few months anyway. And another book that I'm also going to prioritize kind of soon is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 2nd book in the, is it called the Skyward series? The first book is Skyward anyway. So once again, like, because I read Skyward, I think I might have read it in maybe September, October, around there. So I would like to read this 2nd book kind of soon, so I have the 1st book sort of fresh in my mind. The 3rd book in this series is not out yet though, so it's not really a rush to get to this one, but yeah, I would like to prioritize it and get to it probably within the next few months, I think. Then we have a couple of books that were part of my 5-star predictions videos, so for that reason I would like to get to them kind of soon so that I can wrap up that video at least this year. So the first book is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is the 1st book in a duology, and I own both books in that duology, so I really should get to this soon. And like I said, this is part of that 5-star prediction video, so it would be good to read this one. It's probably not the highest priority because it's the 1st book in a new series, and I try to like wrap up other series first, but I would like to get to it this year at the very least. And same with Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. This one was also part of my 5-star predictions video. And I have several books by Brandon Sanderson that I would like to get to, but I included this one in that video, so I think for that reason this will probably be my priority, it will probably be the first Brandon Sanderson book I read apart from Starsight. And this one I think is a standalone too, so I wouldn't be starting any new series by reading this one, so for that reason I think this one would be a good one to hopefully get to kind of soon. And then finally we have a book that I am so intimidated by, but I need to get to this one if I'm going to complete my Pop Sugar Reading Challenge for 2021, and that is one of my goals. So I kind of have to read Anna Karenina in 2021. And this is like big. I mean, the reason I want to read this, or I need to read this, is because one of the prompts for the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge is to read the biggest book on my TBR. And I looked through my books, and this is the biggest book on my TBR. I think it's close to 1,000 pages, at least in my edition. I have it in Norwegian, thankfully. That will make things much easier for me. And I think I might be able to get it as an audiobook through my library as well. So I might try and do the audiobook for this one, or maybe do a combination, do some parts on audio and read some parts, or I might even try to listen to the audio and read along. Because I feel like I might need a little bit of help with this one. I'm just like, you guys know, I've talked about before how I struggle a little bit with classics. And this is like a big classic, so I don't know how I will feel about this one, or if I will find it hard to get through or not. I've never read a Russian classic, I think, so I don't really know what to expect from this. So I am looking forward to read this one because I've had it for a while, and obviously I bought it for a reason, but I'm also super intimidated by it. So yeah, I hope to get to this one kind of soonish. I don't really want to put it off for too long, because then it would just be this like stressful thing that I would have to do before the end of the year. So I'm hoping to get to it before the summer, probably. But yeah, I'm very intimidated by this one. Question number 3 is, what genre do you want to read more of? And I think I briefly talked about this in another video, but I would kind of like to read a little bit more non-fiction in 2021. I read 4 non-fiction books in 2020, which is not a lot. I enjoy non-fiction usually when I read them. Obviously, not every non-fiction book is going to be interesting to me, but I tend to really like in non-fiction books if I find books about stuff that I'm interested in. So I would try to maybe read a little bit more non-fiction in 2021. I don't think it will be one of my most read genres, because I have other genres that I want to read a lot of as well. But I think, especially in non-fiction, I want to try and focus on maybe reading a few more books than I did in 2020 at the very least. So I think that will be a focus for 2021. Question number 4 is, name 3 non-book related goals for 2021. And this was a little bit difficult because I don't really have goals that are not bookish. I tend to have like reading goals and things that I want to like achieve with my reading, but I don't really have goals or like resolutions aside from reading. So I had to think about some things that I have been meaning to sort of maybe focus a bit more on that are non-book related. So I have 3 things. The first one is kind of book related, but also not really. And that is to try and be more active on social media, which maybe sounds a little bit weird, but I'm mainly talking about Twitter and Instagram because I have a bookish account on both those platforms. And if you're following me on any of those, you will probably have noticed that I am not very active. I'm somewhat active on Twitter, but on Instagram, not really at all. I have tried in the past to get more into it, but I haven't really been able to do it. I think Twitter is probably the platform that I'm most comfortable with, and for that reason, it's where I've been sort of semi-active. I've just used Twitter a lot more in the past, so I'm more comfortable with that platform. So I like I said, I'm somewhat active there, but I would like to maybe try and be even more active. I just struggle with finding things to say. Like I don't even know what to put out there, aside from like whenever I post new videos and stuff. But yeah, I would like to try. And then we have Instagram, where I've just never really used Instagram that much. I have a personal account that I've had for many years, but I've hardly posted anything on. And then I have my Bookish account, which I've also had for a while. And I have tried at times to be more active and post more pictures, but I'm just not great at taking Instagram pictures. Basically, I'm just not that good at it, I guess. So like I said, I want to try and be a bit more active. I don't think I'll ever be super active. I don't really see that happening. But like, I would like to put out an Instagram post like every now and then. I've never posted an Instagram story in my life. I hardly even know what to do with that. So I don't know how active I'll get, but I would like to try. So that's going to be one of my goals. But as you may have seen, if you follow me there, I haven't really done anything with that goal yet. So I guess we'll see. The second goal is quite different. Basically, I want to try and just feel a little bit less stressed, because I am someone who gets stressed very easily. I feel overwhelmed very easily. I'm also dealing with a lot of anxiety and stuff, so like sometimes, or quite often really, my head is just a chaos of thoughts and things going on, and I just want to try and like calm down, stress less, try and just do things that will make me feel a little bit better about things when I do get stressed. This is not like an easy thing to do. I don't expect like to be able to fix this, but I would like to maybe focus on it and just try and do things that are like good for me and that will make me feel a little less stressed and overwhelmed and anxious, because I think I really do need that. So yeah, that's going to be one of my goals. And then finally, the final goal is sort of related to the stress goal, and that is to get back into jigsaw puzzling. Because I've mentioned before that I really love doing that, but I haven't really done it at all since probably this summer, or maybe even early summer, late spring. I can't actually remember. One of the reasons for that is that when I started to work from home, I started using the only table that I really have for jigsaw puzzling. I started using that as my home office. That's not really an excuse, because I could make it work even though I'm I only have that one table. But it's sort of been a little bit impractical to do jigsaw puzzling because of that. And another reason I haven't been doing it is just that ever since I started BookTube, I've just spent a lot more time on book-related things. Filming, editing, watching other BookTube videos, and stuff like that. But again, I feel like it's not really an excuse, because if I really wanted to prioritize jigsaw puzzling, I would be able to make time for it. Like, it's not a problem to do jigsaw puzzling while watching BookTube videos, for instance. So I feel like I could make it work. And I also like jigsaw puzzling. To me, is just so relaxing and calming. So I think it would be good for me to get back into that as well, since I want to try and just stress a little less. So yeah, I would really like to try and get back into that. Maybe not necessarily be as active as I was, because I did a lot of jigsaw puzzling, especially at the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. And I don't really have to do as much as I did then, because I spent a lot of time doing it then. But I would like to do a little bit of it. So that's going to be a goal as well. Question number 5 is, what's a book you've had forever that you still need to read? And for this question, I'm going to mention a book that is just... I'm embarrassed that I still have this one and not read it, because I've had it for so long. It's The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. And I tried to think of how long I've owned this book. And I'm pretty sure I bought it the first time I went to London. And I'm pretty sure that trip happened in 2011, which means that I've had this book for almost 10 years and I have not read it yet. And I don't even know why. I guess, I mean, it's so loved here on BookTube that I feel like, I mean, I guess there's a reason I haven't picked this up yet. Maybe I'm just not sure if I'm going to like it, basically. I have some doubts, I think, about this one, even though it's so loved and so popular. But like, I do need to get this soon. I do want to read it. So I don't know. I'm not going to say that I will get to it this year because I don't really want to make that kind of promise, but I will read it at some point. I'm thinking even about maybe making like a video, like a reading vlog or something when I finally read this book, because it's such a popular book. And I am curious to see how I'll feel about it. I guess I'm just not... I don't really know that much about this book, but I get the sense that it's the kind of book that I might not be as into anymore as I was when I bought this. So I guess that's where my hesitation is. But yeah, I will get to it and hopefully I'll love it as well. But it's just embarrassing that I've had this for so long. But yeah, need to get to this one for sure. And question number 6 is one word that you're hoping 2021 will be. And for this I really had to think. I've seen some other people do this video and I really liked the words that they've picked, but I kind of wanted to do a different word for myself. And I kind of wanted to pick a word that would work for like me personally, but also for like, I guess, the world as a whole. So the word that I came up with was peaceful. I would like to get to feel a bit more peaceful. Like I said, I have a lot of chaos in my head a lot of the time with stress and anxiety and all that. And I would just like to feel a little bit more peace in myself. That would be wonderful. But also like for the world, it would be wonderful if things could get more peaceful in 2021. I'm not sure how optimistic I am about that. The world has not exactly started off in a great way. But I mean, you just have to hope, right? That things will be a little bit more peaceful and better in 2021. So that's going to be my word. And then it says at the end to tag a friend. And once again, I just feel like I'm so late, guys. I feel like this should probably be done maybe at the end of 2020 or at least at the very beginning of January. And I assume I probably won't be posting this until the very end of January. So I just don't feel comfortable tagging anyone for this at this point. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I just consider myself tagged by someone else. And if you want to do that after watching this video, feel free to do this tag. I would love to see your video, so yeah, please consider yourself tagged if you want to do this. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, even though once again I feel like I was a little bit late, but like that's how it is. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you soon for another video. Bye!